Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out a new original song from Unnamed called Flower. Now, I'm a massive fan of Unnamed's voice, I'm sure many of you know, so I'm very excited. One of you guys let me know in the comments below that this came out, and I'm very excited to get into it. So I'm ready to jump on in. Let's just hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Spending all our time as the days go by. I saw the Blu-ray mixed with tears in your eye.
Okay, I like the vibe.
There's nothing I can hear except for the sound of a broken heart.
Okay, so it looks like we're opening which these like little like waves, these synth waves that are coming in very softly, but we have a very clear and precise vocal over it. So like usually when we have those very soft synth ambient tones introducing our song, we usually wouldn't have such a strong voice over it, but we have a very well projected, well supported voice, like very clear and crisp over that instrumental there.
Except for the sound of a broken heart. There were nights where we felt invincible.
Okay, nice.
Talking about our dreams, where we are and where to lead. But I know deep inside I need to be standing here to be with you in the sun where you can thrive, but there I won't survive. So
All right, I like the vocal layering, and we're introducing that like trap hip hop drum, if I'm not mistaken. That digital percussive. It's a very interesting choice, especially since so much music we've heard from Unnamed has really been leaning towards that rock metal acoustic instrumentation. It's very interesting to see this take from Unnamed on those synth tonalities, those digital percussives, and all of this. It's a new flavor, and I really like how the vocals are still very well supported and clear, and not having like too many digital effects or anything obscuring them. So we have this nice contrast between calming and digitization versus the very clear acoustic tonalities of the voice. And I like how we're also layering the vocals, so it feels more present and more active as well.
I won't survive. So hello to all my friends, blooming in the sunshine.
Listen to that whisper vocal layered with that. That's awesome.
In the sunshine, I'm shining from the edge, reaching out to you.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Okay, I was not expecting like a Porter Robinson, a breakdown here. That was not what I was expecting in the slightest, but I like it. It looks like we're going into more of an instrumental chorus rather than a vocal-centric one, and we're really focusing on the build-up and the deliberation of the song, and that's where the vocals are really coming in. So we had a massive just pulse in the mix. I mean, listen to when that percussive introduces itself. So we're very soft here, and then we introduce this percussive here, and then we kick in with this digital bass drum after that digital snare hits. So we have that digital snare keeping a rhythm. We really bring in those digital bass tones, and then we have an instrumental chorus, or instrumental focused chorus. We still have vocals in the mix, and they're very beautiful. But I am very surprised by this take with Unnamed going towards the instrumentals more, and I don't dislike it. I actually think it's very well mixed. So I do think that you can maybe take away a bit from the percussive volume in the mix, but other than that, I mean, I'm still a huge fan of this.
Reaching out to you.
Nice. Bringing in those treble-based synth tones. Alright, digital stutters on the choral. Alright. Going into Japanese. Nice. Interesting. So now we have the keys. Those keys are a lot more acoustic sounding now. You can tell they're still digital. I'm like stuttering my own words. You can tell that they're still digital, but would they feel a lot more acoustic? Like the effect isn't so ambient and synth based. It could be like a keyboard with those keys, and they're just soft in the back of the mix, backing up those vocals there. And this percussion is very unique with those lifts. Ooh, and listen to that da na 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 right there. That was really beautiful. Ooh, okay. All right. Listen to those choral backings in the back of the mix. It's this very unique vocal layering here, because usually, you know, you don't have a whole lot of EQ difference between your layered vocal tracks unless it's like a digital effect, right? Like, for example, if you have like a main vocal that's very that's very clear in the midtone, then maybe you'll have like a suppressed bass vocal that's backing it. But here, it almost feels like it's dynamic, you know? The EQ feels like it's shifting, or we have like a different breathiness, of different demeanor in the voice. It's these very, very different layered vocals that aren't necessarily just, you know, a very simple difference. You know, usually it's a very simple, like, oh, the pitch is different, or there's a little bit of like breathiness in the backing vocal. Here, like the entire shape of the vocal tracks that are being layered here, they're all unique, and it creates this very unique aesthetic, this very unique atmosphere when we have those vocal centric lifts in the song, where we kind of pull away from the instrumentation and we focus on that part. It's such a unique atmosphere, and it's very, very well done. Like, listen to, it feels like there's a waver in the vocals matching the synth. Like, because of the way the demeanors are different in these vocal layers, we have these emphasis and then this breathiness that it feels like it creates a lull just through the vocal layering, and then we reinforce that with the synth under it. And then bring in the drum. Another percussive. All right. Nice. And you can also hear, you know, that melody being mirrored again. For the vocal melody is being mirrored in the chorus by those synth treble tonalities there. This is really cool. You know, this was not what I would have expected from Unnamed, because, you know, to my understanding, it's a little generally more like rock metal centric instrumentation, aside from, you know, things like Summer Song, for example, whereas it's still, even though it was softer, it was a lot more acoustic. So this is very unique to me. I like the experimentation, and I like that it's being done well, and I really, really enjoy the way the synths are being handled here, the way the digital percussion is being thrown in. I do wish the digital percussion was a little less present in the mix. Like, I think it's very important, but I don't think it's this important for mix prioritization. I don't think it needs to be this loud in the mix. Nice. Nice. Singing that out there. Nice. Nice. Oh, and here we're getting that acoustic guitar. This is a nice intermission as well, for that contrast between the synthetic tones and the acoustic, which we had earlier with the piano, right? We are not necessarily a piano, but at least the keys. The keys in the first segment where we had this were a lot more acoustic than the synth tones that we had earlier. Now we're getting the guitar, the acoustic guitar here, which is a nice, you know, it's still consistent in its approach to this segment of the song, but it's adding variation and it's adding its own touch and progression throughout each segment. So it still feels like we're adding more to the song and changing things up, but we're still referencing and keeping the consistencies that are building the structure of our song.
It's time for me to step into the light.
Ooh, I like that. The reverb here is really nice. Oh, that was a very, very abrupt transition. Let's go back a bit. But I like the reverb effect as well on the voice here. It's a very, very clean and resounding.
It's hard to say the same with each passing moon.
Ooh, listen to that arpeggio going ham in the back there.
With each passing moon. Just wait for me to scroll the
All right. I like that. I like that layering there. That's very nice. My voice is like breaking. Oh my god, that was really nice. Oh, nice. Listen to that. Oh, you hear that? That little bass shift right there. We pulse the bass tones and then you pull them out. That was really nice on the transition there. Little like EQ slider there. Nice. And then leaving us with acoustic guitar. That was a really nice ending sustain there. And I like the layering on it as well. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Man, my voice feels shot. Oh, man, that was really awesome. I loved that. Yeah, I like this. This feels a little experimental from Unnamed after we've gotten so much metal focused instrumentation from them. This is really, really cool. This is really, really cool. It was super well done. I do think the additional percussion doesn't need to be that loud. I think but I think it's okay because it didn't feel like it was obscuring anything. Like the digital percussion, to me, it was a little loud, but it didn't feel like it was like obstructing anything else in the song. I didn't feel like, because a lot of the synths were ambient and the arpeggios were still like, you know, there and present. The treble tones were fine and the vocals were beautifully mixed as always. So yeah, like even though I think the percussion didn't need to be that loud, it wasn't like obstructive or like negative in any means. So it's just like a preference thing. But man, that was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for telling me about this. I'm glad I got to hear this. This was awesome. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, feel free to recommend more things for me to check out in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. And if you'd like to see more reactions like this one, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.